cups, and flaws, are utterly stupid units for cooking. As the title says, 2 cups of flour. How big is 1 cup? You mean like a mug, for coffee? This one? No. A glass for fruit juice at breakfast? How about my nan's bone china tea set? Or those red Solo cups you get at a house party? What the heck is fluid ounce anyway? Is an ounce a unit of mass or weight in the first place, as the lb is the latter but seems to be used for both? How can you have a fluid one without knowing what fluid you're measuring? Oil? Water? Milk? Air? And why does it seem to be mainly used, indeed the only unit mothers use for breast milk? I keep asking Google to convert fluid ounce for me and now I get bloody ads for nursing products. Can we please all just start using grams and milliliters please? 1000 milliliters of water equals 1000 grams of flour equals 1 kilogram and 300 lumens of anything is 300 milliliters of anything else. Posted here Bikawi R. Rant says it's anti-free speech and I think that's oppressive and dumb. Ellipsis. The cups are its own measurement system. They don't mean a literal cup you fill with liquids to fulfill your thirst. Just wait until you hear about teaspoons and tablespoons open mouth face exploding head. Your Rose will call Americans dumb and then post shit like this LMAO. This is one of the reasons why at the professional level of baking, everything is written in weight, gram or US unit, and volume, ml or US unit. This is because measurements like cups are highly affected by the humidity of the flour, how compact you pack the flour, the temperature and lots of other factor. Measuring cups aren't available in your area? It's not literal. A cup is a unit of measurement. A cup is a drinking glass. A foot is a unit of measure. A foot is a body part. It's up you to understand what homonyms are. It's not that hard. This is a stupid take. For labeling the amount of liquid in a container, a fluid ounce is defined as 1/128th of a gallon, where a gallon is 231 cubic inches, and an inch is exactly 25.4 millimeters, which works out to exactly 29.57352955625 milliliters. However, nutrition labeling uses a slightly, 1.44% larger, metricated, definition of the units. Teaspoon equals 5 milliliters * tablespoon equals 15 milliliters * fluid ounce equals 30 milliliters * cup equals 240 milliliters. Depends on what you're cooking. For most things, either measurement system is fine. For baking breads or really anything with flour as the main component, I use metric weights. Of course, that's really the only thing I use recipes for, in my personal life, since I know how to cook. This is why home EC needs to be taught in schools. This is like complaining that the French waiter at the French restaurant in France doesn't speak English. If you're following a recipe written with imperial units, you need to translate if you only have metric measurements. If you're really industrious, you could make a website with translations of all the best recipes you find. But get off your high horse. Millions of people around the world use other units of measure with no issue every day. Greater than you mean like a mug, for coffee? No. It's a cooking measurement. 237 milliliters. Sounds like this is just a problem with you, not the measurement system. I grew up in the US with fluid ounce and cups as measurements. I have to say that ever since I purchased a kitchen scale and started using measurements in grams, it opened up a whole new world to cooking and baking for me. I can just throw stuff together now without needing a recipe. And as a gluten-intolerant person with a vegan wife, that becomes very useful. No converting 1 cup of all-purpose flour to 1 cup of your almond, tiger nut, starch mix when 100 grams is 100 grams. Greater than how big is 1 cup? You mean like a mug, for coffee? This one? No. A glass for fruit juice at breakfast? How about my nan's bone china tea set? Or those red Solo cups you get at a house party? Are you just being obtuse on purpose? Greater than what the heck is fluid ounce anyway? Is an ounce a unit of mass or weight in the first place, as the lb is the latter but seems to be used for both? How can you have a fluid one without knowing what fluid you're measuring? Oil? Water? Milk? Air? A fluid ounce is the volume of an ounce of water by weight. Aside from that, it's just a measure of volume. It doesn't matter what you are measuring as long as you're looking to measure volume. You can hate the measurements but don't be dumb. I heard that there are 2 girls who had no problems filling a cup once. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. You have a recipe for 6 but are only serving 2. Instead of grabbing your 1 cup measure, you grab your 1/3 cup measure. Isn't that more straightforward than trying to divide 250 milliliters and figure out how to measure 83 1/3 milliliters? Need to scale that recipe by 4? I'll grab my 1/4 cup while you measure 62.5 milliliters. Metric is great if you're converting a recipe for by powers of 10, but the cup is naturally divided into half cup, quarter cup, third cup, eighth cup, i.e. it's based on common ratios, which I think is more practical for most people. But, honestly, all measurement systems are arbitrary and nobody is really having difficulties with either system. Is this a troll post? It's called a measuring cup. Recipe says 1 cup flour, use the one that says 1 cup on it, so on and so forth.